Hello, children, and welcome to yet another interesting chapter, a game of hopscotch, adapted from Tinku at Duliatal by Swapna Dutta. Swapna Dutta is a children's writer who has published stories in newspapers and magazines for over 40 years. She has also written many books for young readers and has received several awards for her contribution to children's literature. This adaptation is in the form of a play and is different from the stories that you've been doing so far. I am not going to reveal the suspense right now. I want you to discover it for yourself. Let us get introduced to the characters in the story. They are Tinku, Miri, Shadow, and Paro. Let us get introduced to the story and the characters. Tinku is a little girl who lives in a remote cottage in Duliatal with her parents and her cousin Paro. One day, while wandering across the hills, she meets Miri, a girl of her age, and Shadow, her dog. They talk and play together for some time, till Miri leaves when she hears her father's horse trotting up the road. A few days later, Miri helps Tinku's aunts find the way back to their cottage, but leaves before they actually reach it. Tinku is sad that she could not meet her friend. A few months passed before the two meet again on a day when Tinku is alone at home with Paro. Let us now begin with the story.
It is raining and a thick mist is swirling over the hills. Tinku wonders how long she would be stuck indoors. Suddenly, she hears, "Try some eucalyptus oil. Daddy says it's very good for the cold." Tinku is surprised. She has not heard anyone come in. She turns around to see Miri and Shadow. Miri's shoes are a little muddy and Shadow has left muddy paw marks everywhere. Miri apologizes, but Tinku tells her not to worry. Miri pulls out a dainty lace-edged handkerchief and a strong smell of eucalyptus fills the place. She gives it to Tinku. Tinku sniffs the handkerchief and says, it smells nice." Tinku then asks Miri, "Miri, what is your father's name?" No one knew who he was when I said he is a doctor who visits his patients on horseback. They thought I was joking. Miri says in surprise, "But he is the only doctor here." Tinku laughs and says, "Oh no, Miri, there are many doctors at Duliatal. There is Dr. Raval and Dr. Bose and—" Miri interrupts her. "Tinku, do you want to play hopscotch now?" Tinku sounds interested. "I have never heard of it. Will you teach me?" Miri quickly draws large squares on the carpet. The two girls start playing, taking turns using Miri's bobby pin. The room is filled with the sound of their laughter. When Shadow suddenly barks softly, Miri hears the sound of hooves and says, "Daddy is back from his visits. Tinku, I must be off." Tinku wants her to stay, but when she turns back, Tinku can't see her or Shadow anywhere. Tinku asks Paro to close the door and get a mop to wipe the muddy marks. Paro walks into Tinku's room and says, "There are no marks on the carpet, Tinku. You must have fallen asleep. Poor thing. You were dreaming. Do you want some ginger tea?" Tinku insists that she was not dreaming. She tries to show Paro Miri's handkerchief, but cannot find it. Only a faint smell of eucalyptus lingers in the air.
Would you have had an answer in this situation? Do you think everything is as simple as it looks? Or does it have some kind of mysterious aura about it? The mist laden hills, the remote cottage amidst the hills, the pouring rain, all these add to the mystery of the setting. Mirror and Shadow entering the house without anyone hearing them come in. Does that ring a bell? A doctor on horseback whom nobody recognizes. Does that ring a bell? Mirror and Shadow vanishing in the blink of an eye. Does that ring a bell? Paro not finding muddy paw and footmarks anywhere. Does that ring a bell? No signs of Mirror and Shadow anywhere in the house except the smell of eucalyptus. Does that ring a bell? The mystery deepens with each question. Is it because everything seems natural, yet it isn't? The answers to all these questions make us realize that the presence of shadow and mirror is not natural. They enter Tinku's house through locked doors. Perhaps even Miri is not aware that she is a ghost entering through locked doors. Miri's father is the absentee character who adds to the mystery of the ghostly presence of a father on his horse surveying the hillside, perhaps looking for his daughter and waiting for her to reach home. Moreover, Miri talks of a time when her father was the only doctor in the area. As he was a British, it is quite possible that it was during the time the British lived in India when Indian doctors were yet to set up practice in the area. Tinku also corrects her, saying that there were other Indian doctors like Dr. Raval and Dr. Bose. The way Shadow and Miri leave their house abruptly and in the blink of an eye is also not quite possible with humans. The absence of any kind of footprints or paw prints heightens the mystery. Paru, who is in the house with Tinku, does not even come to know about the presence of Miri and Shadow, which seems also mysterious. The story is eerie because everything in it could be natural, yet isn't. With this, we come to the end of this story. If you have any queries, please feel free to ask me. Till then, thank you and bye bye.